for joining us on Behind the Spotlight tonight. I'm Crystal Lampett, and I'm very pleased to welcome the guys of State Line Drive. If you love country, if you love pop, or both, these are your guys. And tell me what you are kicking off the show with.
This song is a song off of our first CD, and the song's called Good Side of Crazy.
Good Side of Crazy. I'm interested to hear about what the good side of crazy is. Please welcome State Line Drive with Good Side of Crazy.
I can't eat, I can't sleep. Girl, I'm going out of my mind. I'm out of control. And I know it's crazy thinking, but I feel like I can fly. Your love has got me doing things I've never done. One touch and I'm a fool that just can't get enough. Up is down, stop is going, baby. All I know is I'm on the right side of love and the good side of crazy. Ooh, yeah. They're gonna put me in some padded room, 'cause I'm walking on the sun and howling at the moon. Your love has got me doing things I've never done. One touch and I'm a fool that just can't get enough. Up is down, stop is going, baby. All I know is I'm on the right side of love. Oh, I'm on the right side of love and the good side of crazy.
Was Good Side of Crazy by State Line Drive. And quickly tell me, where can we find this song?
You can find it on iTunes and the Google Store, Amazon, lots of cool places to check that out. But just search State Line Drive.
Spotify.
And it'll come up.
Yeah. And it's on your first album.
That's correct. Yeah, first album.
Got it. And just quickly, I would like to know all of your ages because you all have very nice young faces. Starting with you, Jacob. How old are you?
I am 18.
Okay.
I'm 19.
I'm 19.
17.
19.
Okay, and you two are brothers. You two are twins.
We're twins.
Jacob,
Is the long lost cousin.
You're the long lost
Yeah.
cousin.
Yeah, you know.
That's how we'll put
Isn't
it.
it ever weird for you being like, are you the odd duck? Are you the outlier?
The-
Outcast?
There's some inside jokes that I don't always get, but I just do the, yeah, I get it.
Oh,
and
that's
just
so
go
funny.
with it.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not an issue. You guys basically act like you're all brothers.
Yeah,
right?
they basically are.
We spend a lot of
feel-
time together, so we're pretty much brothers.
I would never guess. So you're mostly from Kansas City. Tell me how you all met and came together.
My twin brother and I had a Christian band for a long time, several years ago, and we were looking to record our first CD. And Jordan and Joel's dad is a record producer, and so we met him. And he mentioned that his sons played music, and so we said, hey, we should get together and jam sometime. So they locked us in the studio one night, and they went to dinner, and we just jammed like all night. And
It was fun.
kind of hit it off and decided we want to started playing some shows together. So we started playing together, and then our band played a festival with Jacob's band.
Yep.
At the time, he was playing bass for a band or a guitar.
No, I was playing,
Guitar for a band, and so we called him and said, hey, you want to come play bass for us? And so he joined up with us, and we've been together, I guess officially for about 3 years now, but off and on for the last 4 or 5.
Wow, that's so incredible to me that you're really pretty new, you're very young. How crazy is it to be essentially in high school or fresh out of high school and being part of a band?
You know, it was a lot of long nights doing homework on the road, and
Yeah.
Okay, well, we were supposed to do homework on the road.
supposed to
We
be
didn't
doing homework.
actually
We
end
Told
up
our parents we were doing homework on the road.
you know, getting back late Sunday night and having a test on Monday and trying to figure that out, you know. But we were able to make it work, and I wouldn't have done it any other way, you know.
Yeah, kind of worked out.
Yeah.
so far.
It did. And most of us have made it through high school now at this point, so we're through that.
We'll see about this kid.
Except for the baby.
He may not make it. We'll see.
Don't mess this up for us, Jordan.
Oh no, we got a perfect record so far.
You guys have made it. And are you going to, I know some of you are going to continue in college, right? Which ones of you, which one of which ones are going to school, continue school?
Well, all of us are in some form or fashion. My twin brother and I are doing Maple Woods Community College, getting that free through the A+ program.
Which is awesome, by the way.
Saving some money, which is
Yes.
great. And it allows us to stick around and
first year.
keep pushing the music stuff, and we're able to
Right.
stay together and do that stuff. Joel is down at
Yeah, I'm going to be
Evangel.
at Evangel University down in Springfield, so it's
Okay.
like 2.5, 3 hours away.
Okay, and then Jacob?
I'm going to Belmont in Nashville, which is a little bit more than 3 hours away.
Just a little bit more than 3 hours.
But the cool thing with that is you'll be in Nashville.
Yes.
So I feel like I foresee some interesting happenings in Nashville for you as a group of musicians. It's
Hopefully.
kind of the place to
We
be.
hope, yeah.
that's
Yeah.
So you're welcome.
So yeah, you all owe Jacob a big one.
There you go.
And what about when you were doing homework on the road and just trying to squeeze in essentially having a normal life and being musicians? What did your parents think about that?
They've always been super supportive, just in everything. Our dad's the sort of the manager of all this stuff. Jordan and Joel's dad runs sound, and he helped out with the recording process and all of that. And Jacob's dad, we actually used his house to record in, and we've used his connections down in Nashville for different things, producers we've been working with. So all of our parents have been completely supportive all around. And most parents, they have to have a certain level of irresponsibility, I think, to let their kids travel as much as we do.
Find three families that
miss as much
are
school as we
equally
do, right.
responsible family kids. It worked out.
So we kind of lucked out with that. We found families that with parents that are a little bit irresponsible in that sense, but they're letting us chase a dream, and we're having a great time doing it. There's still things we have to keep. We have to keep up with schoolwork, and we always made sure we kept our grades up. And so those things were very important as we tried to chase this dream, but they've always been super supportive, and we really appreciate that.
Is that the kind of the prerequisite? Because I know with athletes, for example, you can't play on the football team unless you have a certain GPA. So have your parents sort of said, hey, as long as you keep up your grades, attendance is there, you're doing everything that you need to do to finish high school?
Yes.
Was that the prerequisite?
Yeah.
Was that how, was that
Yeah.
the rule sort of?
It would not end well if
Our
I-
parents have always kind of said that school has to kind of come first, which
Yeah.
we kind
Yeah.
of were not happy about that. But
Most
yeah.
people probably-
There's been a
most
couple of times where our parents have said music first. I mean, I think they've like. It depends on the thing.
Yeah.
Starting out, we didn't really kind of know where this was going to go. So as it's progressed and gotten a lot bigger, they've been more relaxed about that and kind of like, okay, maybe let's chase this a
Well,
little bit
yeah,
more.
when you have an
We'll see.
opportunity to open for someone like Gloriana or another huge artist, I'm sure
yeah.
they're like, okay, maybe we can put school on the back burner for just a minute.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But education's always been something that we've valued, and so even as we continue after high school, that's something that we want to continue doing as much as we can. We looked at online classes depending
Yeah.
on how much we're traveling, and so, but it's definitely something we want to keep a part of our lives as we continue to chase this dream. So we'll see.
And it's amazing how much you can do through correspondence now.
Oh,
so
sure,
There's so
yeah.
much more flexibility. Where do you see, I know you said at first you weren't really sure where this was going to go. What's the vision now?
That's a great question. I don't know that we have a coherent
As
view
far
of
as it'll
that.
take us.
So after
that's
this, you're going to go home, write down all your goals, and talk about
Right, exactly.
I think, I can only speak for myself here, but I assume that the other guys are with me on this one. I'd definitely love to see it go as far as it'll go, and, I want to take it as far as God will let us take it, and we'll just see what happens. Keep on pushing.
Blessed with a few opportunities thus far, and so we're really excited to see as God continues to open doors for us and to see where those things end up. But I think I speak for everyone when we say we're going to try to chase this thing as far as it'll take us.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you really want to just kind of keep bringing in the shows and performing, and it's wonderful to see that. I know you two started doing this at City Market, right?
Oh, yeah,
As sort of street buskers, essentially.
Oh yeah, we were down there. We got our instruments when we were about 10 or 11.
10 or 11.
And we were down there on the weekend walking around with our family and saw a guy on the street corner playing guitar. And we said, hey, that'd be kind of fun. So we went down there the next week and set up on the street corner there. And
So we were like, why not?
heck yeah, we started playing and making a little bit of money in tips for a 12-year-old, which was amazing. We were shocked by that. But
And then you were addicted, and now there's fun.
and now there's
All right, we will be right back with more Behind the Spotlight in a couple minutes. Stick around. Welcome back to Behind the Spotlight. I'm hanging here tonight with State Line Drive. Now, all of you young men, like every good country artist, you sing about love. There's gotta be the love song. So do any of you have girlfriends currently?
I do, and Jordan does as well.
Two of us.
Okay, and does that ever come into your music?
Sometimes when we're writing,
It definitely does. I think when we're writing, that's always kind of the person on our mind. At least for me. I hope just me.
Yeah, the rest of you are unknowingly singing to their girlfriends
Right.
without realizing it.
It's fun though. We played a show a while back, and it was in my girlfriend's hometown, and so I had
Where's she from?
She's from Lathrop, Missouri.
Okay.
Their town fair that there. So we had a moment in our set. Actually, the song wasn't even in our set list, but I was thinking about it, and so I leaned over to Joel and I said, "Hey, play one of the Hunter Hayes song." And so we did that, and I dedicated it to her, and because I met her a year ago that night, and so it was doing stuff like that is always great. It's kind of the reason why we're in a band.
ironically,
You want to get the chicks, right?
ironically right after we did that song, yeah.
The song
Oh, yeah.
after that, I dedicated to the ribs we had before show because that's all I had to dedicate to.
They were great.
And they were amazing
great
ribs.
love.
They were definitely worth dedicating a song to, if you ask me.
I mean,
about love.
relationship, food.
Dude, 9 times out of 10 wins.
I'm with you on that. I mean, but that is so nice. And you did say you are starting to write more of your music, right? How has that process gone over so far?
So we love to write together. Sometimes it's hard to get us all in the same room, especially when we go
Yeah.
we're off at college. We're different states,
Yeah,
different
what's that gonna
cities.
be like, Skype? Or like FaceTime?
FaceTime's
Calls like
FaceTime's a great way. Especially with technology, the way it is that we were in St. Louis the other day writing, and we FaceTimed Jordan. I said, "Hey, we got something. I can't think of the next line in this," and so we FaceTimed him. We're able to talk about it. So we utilize technology a lot. It's been something that's really been helpful. And anytime we can get in the same room and write, it's always the preferred thing.
Yeah, because you probably vibe off of each other. So there is a creative process. And what do you do when there's conflict in the creative process, or just being in close quarters, being on the road all the time? How do you guys resolve conflict?
That's
a good question.
Yeah, that's a great
Put in
question.
headphones and
You fight, obviously.
Honestly,
Black eyes.
we get along really well.
Yeah.
Spending as much time as we do with each other, I would think that we'd have more kind of little fights and stuff. But for the most part, we. A lot of times after shows, we'll have our own hotel rooms, or we'll get to split up enough to where we can kind of get away, and
Have
so
some
it's not.
space.
Yeah.
So that's nice. We're not all together all at one time.
But I guess most of the time we get along pretty well.
We're basically the perfect family.
I mean, that's a valid point. You kind of need your time together, and then you need your time away.
That's true. And I think everyone's like that. So it helps to have a little bit of
Yeah,
a
totally.
little bit of time to yourself. But
And I've noticed in some of your videos that before shows you kind of do a little huddle or do a prayer. What's your pre-show ritual like?
Talking through anything that we may be doing that night that may be a little different. We love to pray before every show. Our faith is something that's very important to all of us, and so that's something that we love to make sure that we remember why we're doing this, and that's to give all the glory that we can to God for the opportunities that He's given us, because that's the only reason that we're on the stages that we're on and playing the music that we're playing. So we're really thankful for that. So we love any chance that we can. We love to pray before every show, and then just talking through technical things, how sound check was, and kind of a little pep talk before we take the
Little
stage.
locker room
yeah.
chat.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Do you do any superstitions? No one's wearing the same socks for the whole tour or anything like that?
Not that I know of. You guys don't have any
Not yet, we should start it.
Yeah, I did. Next to it, we'll do it.
There you go.
Maybe you should get on that.
Yeah.
I think that's great, though. Regardless of whether you're religious or not, I think there is something to be said for mindfulness and gratitude. And it seems
Sure.
like you guys have a lot of that going on, and the camaraderie and just the way you guys are with each other. It seems like you're very, very thankful for what
And
you have.
gratitude as well to those that helped us get to this point. When
Yes.
we started, street performing when we were 12 years old on the streets of Kansas City, and to be here is amazing. So just gratitude for everyone who's spoken into our lives and given us a shot.
Being genuine, being grounded. You kind of joke that you are like a boy band, like a country boy band.
Yeah.
Is that how you would describe your sound?
Yeah, people have said Alabama meets One Direction. Kind of
I
that
see
type
it.
of
I
thing.
see it. One Direction, the hair.
So, that's definitely something that I think there's a market for in country music.
Yes.
So we're going to try it out and see if we
Pop
see if
country
we've got
is
the
huge
thing
now.
to make it work.
T Swift kind of
Yeah,
She did, yeah.
to the
And then she
forefront.
left.
Yeah.
And went full pop.
Yeah, no, she's full pop.
Yeah, totally pop.
And won a Grammy as a new artist. After.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
That's
that
right.
was.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Tori
Like,
Kelly,
okay,
if you're
really?
listening to this, you should have won.
Do you feel that being young artists and knowing so much what you want to do, that you want to be musicians, does that make you feel more secure as somebody who is, as a young group of people? Like,
No, it's the opposite.
no, you feel more insecure, do you think?
Because there's so few jobs
Okay.
at it.
Yeah,
it's
that's
hard
true.
to break
Yeah, that's
into.
We've always, we've had parents and other, adults in our lives that have said this is a huge long shot, and even our parents who have been super supportive always wanted to make sure we knew how much of a long shot that was,
Yeah.
and so we never wanted to be, put all of our eggs in one basket and think that we have a for sure 100% chance as long as but we also want, if we're out there working hard, and it takes a considerable amount of hard work and a little bit of luck, and I think that.
Yeah.
Careers can happen out of this, and dreams can come true. And so I think that as long as we don't get too focused on this is something that we're entitled to or that we deserve
Yeah.
because we're out here so young, but just focus on continuing to work hard and keep ourselves grounded in reality and who we are and where we came from.
Well, and the only reason I ask that is because I think at your age, I just didn't have a clue.
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of security, I'm sure everybody feels insecure at your age, or not my age. I mean, I'm talking like I'm 85. But there's always, you kind of always wake up and look in the mirror sometimes like, what am I doing with my life? I mean, I have that moment all the time. So I just wonder, right? I'm sure you do.
Regardless of what we're doing in music too,
everyone,
it's
yeah.
everyone at this point. I was about to, like graduating high school. Everyone at this point is a little insecure. What do
Yeah.
I want to major in? Am I going to go to college far away?
Yeah.
So everyone, regardless of what they're doing,
Are your peers
is-
ever like, oh, you guys are so lucky you know exactly what you want to do? Or are they pretty much, everyone's clueless? You're like, we're just flying by the seat of our pants, actually.
Basically what it is.
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
It's tough because we know what we want to do, but we also know that there's a good chance that may not work out. And so we sort of have to be mindful of that and not necessarily have a plan B, but sort of chase this plan A as far as we can take it and then figure out what
Get a new plan A.
We get a new plan A. There's no plan B.
figure out what we're doing next.
Speaking of plan B, if you weren't doing music, like let's say you never met each other, you never picked up a guitar or never played the piano, what do you think you would be doing?
That's crazy.
Politics.
Politics?
Really?
Jacob would be a politician.
It's the first time I'm hearing of this. That's awesome.
Okay, see,
never
you're
had
learning
it.
about each
You
other.
can run for president this year. I'd vote for you.
Most people probably would over the two we have now.
Micah, Mason, Jordan,
I've
Joel?
always been interested in something in maybe sales.
Sales?
Something like that. I don't
Okay,
know.
okay.
Yeah, I've always considered federal law enforcement, something. In that
Law
area.
enforcement?
Which is way different than
wow.
music.
Okay.
Yeah, complete opposite.
Total
but,
different direction.
I think
Okay.
it'd be fun, yeah.
I'm like
yeah.
trying to think of what I would do. Like, what
Joel,
can I
you
do?
have an idea? While
Joel, go
Jordan's
for
speaking?
it. Go for it.
Yeah, go
I'll
for it.
come back
You've
to
got
me.
an idea.
If I was good at sports, but I'm not.
Play music.
Yeah, that's why I play music.
I think one day you should all dress up as your respective Plan B careers. Like, you should be like in a cop uniform. You
Yes.
should wear like shoulder pads and be a football player. It's for Halloween.
We'll do it.
So if you weren't State Line Drive, we would all be respective athletes, politicians, and or sales guys.
Be a chef.
A chef. A chef.
I like
You're the
food.
cook.
Okay, so
You're gonna cook for us when we're on the road, right then?
No,
right?
that's not gonna happen.
Get your experience now.
no.
We won't judge you. We're all friends.
That's okay. You can. I'm sure they'll eat pretty much anything.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much. We have one more song coming up from you, and it is called
Might Just Fall in Love.
"Might Just Fall in Love." And the great thing about this song is that these guys actually wrote it. So stick around for that. We'll be right back with more Behind the Spotlight.
They're gonna
Welcome back to Behind the Spotlight. I'm here with State Line Drive. We have one more song coming up, but before I forget, I want to know how can we follow you on social media and where can we find your music?
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram are always great. Search State Line Drive. The username for Twitter and Instagram are both at State Line Drive. You can find our music on iTunes, the Google Store, Amazon, lots
And
of
now
cool ways.
Spotify.
Yep.
Now you're on
new,
Spotify
so
too.
yes.
Lots
Great.
of cool ways to check that out if you're interested. But
You can follow us on Snapchat too.
yeah,
Yes,
Oh,
yeah.
you're
Yeah,
getting
but
on
you
the
can.
Snapchat train. So basically, you're everywhere.
Basically.
we try to
We
be.
can't get away from you.
Oh, Periscope.
yeah.
Everywhere except for Vine, I think. I think we actually have a Vine, but haven't used it
haven't
in like 2
used it
years.
in like
So
3
Tough,
years,
man.
so-
I'll
Yeah.
have to manage all the
It
accounts.
is.
Thank you guys so much for being here. This is Might Just Fall in Love by State Line Drive.
The way you look at me every time I touch your head, it gives me this feeling that I don't really understand. I never thought I'd be so close to those three little words. Every time I catch your eye, I'm thinking otherwise. The sound of your sweet voice calling my name, a barefoot slow dance out in the rain, radio blasting, singing along with me. I'm pulling you close as you're taking my hand. My heart is racing as fast as it can. Yeah, you got me spinning, hanging on the edge of your kiss. Girl, keep it up, I might just fall in love. Falling, something I thought I'd never do. But I don't mind falling as long as I'm falling you. The sound of your sweet voice calling my name, a barefoot slow dance out in the rain, radio blasting, singing